is Kaylee Cunningham. I'm 18 years old and I currently live in sunny South Florida. Now, this year, I competed at the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair where I won this 4th place ribbon for my invention of a sports bra. But not just any sports bra, a sports bra that reduces ionizing or dangerous radiation penetration up to 72%. And it does this because the padding is made out of carbon nanotube epoxy resin coated carbon unidirectional fiber fabric. Holy crap. Ionizing radiation. Let's start with that. Now, it's important to know that radiation is just a term for emitting energy. Okay, so if I ran around this room 50 times, I would be sweating, like my body would be heating up, my body temperature would raise, and I'd be radiating heat. Now, I'd be emitting some sort of energy, but that doesn't mean you would have to go like run and hide and like I would explode and turn into the Hulk or something crazy like that. Radiation isn't always something to be scared of. The energy radiating off of my body then, or the energy radiating from your phone, or your Wi-Fi, or your Bluetooth speakers, that's all non-ionizing radiation. So, ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation are the two types of radiation. Ionizing radiation is the dangerous kind. Now, if we back up, you heard me say reduces up to 72% of ionizing radiation. That means this bra right here reduces dangerous radiation. But who is actually exposed to this kind of crazy, dangerous radiation? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna be running out with like a piece of uranium in my pocket, right? Some people actually do have to run around with uranium. Obviously not out in the open, but nuclear researchers are always handling radioactive materials and are exposed to that kind of radiation. Also, nurses are exposed and radiologists are exposed to x-rays. Even though it's low dosage and they normally step out of the room or step to the side, they're still exposed to a very small amount, and over time that small amount builds up and can be dangerous. Likewise, flight attendants are actually at a huge risk of developing breast cancer because they're constantly in the air, not covered completely by Earth's atmosphere, and they're exposed to cosmic radiation. And this is a combination of radiation that comes from the sun, like UV, and also just different radiating objects in space, okay? And this cosmic radiation actually increases breast cancer rates in flight attendants. So, flight attendants are 50% more likely, according to a recent Harvard University study, to develop breast cancer because of this constant exposure to cosmic radiation. And that's why I designed this bra to kind of protect those women working in those high-risk environments and doing those amazing jobs. They deserve to be protected, and that's the whole point of this invention. But how exactly does it work? Carbon nanotube, epoxy resin coated, carbon unidirectional fiber fabric. Let's start with the first part, carbon nanotube. Carbon is made into this nanotube-like structure, and it looks almost like a chicken wire or a chicken coop, you know, the wire that they put on the outside with all the hexagons in it. If you rolled that up and then shrunk it down to the nano size and replaced that wire with carbon, you'd have a carbon nanotube. Now, a carbon nanotube is a very, very strong and lightweight structure that's also incredibly conductive and reflective. So materials or radiation is able to very easily kind of reflect off of it, and it's almost like bouncing off. And that's one of the ways that this bra is able to shield from radiation. Now, the other way is through the epoxy resin. So carbon nanotube epoxy resin. Now, epoxy is basically plastic, okay? It's like melted down plastic that hardens into glue. So plastic glue, basically. Now, this epoxy is infused with carbon nanotubes so that the polymers or the plastics in the epoxy resin can absorb some of the radiation while the other radiation is being reflected away by the carbon nanotubes. Now, we've got almost everything, but the last part is unidirectional fiber fabric. Now, unidirectional fiber fabric, easy to understand, it's literally just carbon fibers woven in one direction parallel to each other. And again, because the fibers are made out of carbon, it still has those reflective and conductive properties that the carbon nanotubes do, and so the radiation again just sort of reflects off of this material. And that's it. So using these materials, And putting them inside the padding of my bra, I was able to reduce radiation penetration up to 72%, hence my invention, the radiation shielding sports bra.